Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our today's session. You are welcome to today's live stream. I want you to share this live stream with your family and friends. Invite as many as possible to join us as we are going to be discussing a very interesting topic with you today. So, make sure you sit tight, get your writing materials, and if you have popcorn and maybe a soft drink, you can take it closer to yourself as we are going to bring a very interesting topic that will help you. So this is what we do on weekly basis. We bring to you because cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, Web3, NFT, GameFi and all is not just about trading and making money. It's also about having an in-depth knowledge about what exactly you are doing, because knowledge eliminates fear. All right, so if you have a good knowledge about a particular thing, you are not going to be afraid of something that an ignorant person would be afraid of. You are not going to be making some form of mistakes because of your knowledge about that particular thing. And this person, there's one investor that likes saying, "Do not invest in what you don't understand." So we have a whole lot of people that do invest and trade cryptocurrencies without a good understanding of what cryptocurrency really is. All right. So that is why we try our best to make sure we give you quality content and come up with sessions and give you the opportunities to ask questions and get to really understand what exactly you are into or what you want to delve into. So if you are just joining us, kindly let us know where you are streaming from in the comment section. Let us know where you are streaming from in the comment section. And please do well to share this live stream with your family and friends. And don't forget to get a writing material so you write down the stuff you are going to be learning today. So let us know where you are streaming from in the comment section. All right, so today we are going to be discussing um, what smart contract is in cryptocurrency. I know you've come across the word smart contract before, but if this is just your first time of hearing of smart contracts, don't worry, we've got you covered. All right. Myself and our guest speaker, John Okoi, is going to be taking you on this particular topic today. So please do well to let us know where you are streaming from in the comment section. I, being your host, I am streaming from Akwa Ibom State, Ekiti to be precise. So let us know where you are streaming from. Let's know where you are streaming from in the comment section. Let us know where you are streaming from. Comment where you are streaming from in the comment section. All right. So like I said earlier that we want to be discussing smart contract. All right. So I believe you are able to see my name on the screen. My name is Emmanuel Jacobs. I'm your host, and I'm also the founder of Digital Swap. All right, thank you so much, Damilola. Thank you for joining us. I really do appreciate. Thank you so much. So we want to discuss what exactly smart contracts is. All right. So in essence, smart contracts are automated contracts, all right, between the contract maker and the beneficiary. So smart contract, just as the name implies, it simply means an agreement. All right. It's simply an agreement, and the name smart simply smart denotes something that is being automated in this particular context, something that is automated, something that is being built, and the builder and maybe the beneficiary would not have much activity to do than to just allow the stuff to run on its own. All right. So smart contracts is actually a contract between two parties. It could be more parties actually. It is actually a contract between the contract maker and the beneficiary. So who could be the beneficiary? You are the beneficiary, all right? So if you have initiated or if you have engaged with any form of maybe any form of smart contracts in the past, you might actually make use of smart contract products without really understanding what it means. All right. So if you have lended maybe a cryptocurrency on a particular cryptocurrency platform, that is you participating on smart contracts. If you have borrowed, that is you participating on smart contracts. If you have provided liquidity on any of the decentralized cryptocurrency exchange like Uniswap, PancakeSwap, and lots more, that is you participating in smart contracts. All right. So this is actually an agreement which is encoded and backed into the blockchain. So blockchain is actually the machine that gives smart contracts the platform for operation. All right. I hope I'm making sense. So it is irreversible. So, for instance, if a contract is being let me not use contracts in this context. Let me say, for instance, a code has been written and it has been instructed to perform a particular task. All right. So, since the code has been written, and there's what we call if statements. If so thing happens this way, then let it be this way. If so thing happens the other way around, then let this one happens. All right. All this stuff is being automated and it doesn't need the involvement of human beings. All right. So I'm going to bring in our guest speaker, and it's going to dive deeper to what exactly smart contract is. So make sure you are writing, and where you don't really understand what exactly is being shared, please also write down your questions so that at the end of this session, you are going to ask your question for more clarity. All right, so I'm going to bring in our guests at this point. You're welcome, Mr. John.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Manuel. Um, I feel very honored to be on this.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. Please, it seems you are not audible. I don't know if it's from my end, but I like you to be a bit audible than that so that we'll be able to hear you loud and clear.
Okay, can
So
you hear me?
thank you. Yeah, I can hear you actually,
Okay.
but try
All right.
and be louder.
All right. Thank you very much. So,
Um, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you for honoring our invitation. So we'd like you to introduce yourself to our viewers out there.
okay. My name is John Okoi, and I'm the founder of Crypto Arena Africa. I feel honored to be here.
All right, thank you so much, sir. So our today's topic is smart contracts. I've done a little bit of do I call it introduction to this particular topic. So I would like you to let us know what exactly is smart contracts. We want you to break it down in a very simple thing. So I also want to add that this session is just going to be maybe 30 minutes or possibly lesser. So we want it to be very snappy and short. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Manuel, once again. You see, when you talk about smart contracts, I like to be very simple as possible so that even the layman on the streets can be able to understand what um, we mean by smart contracts. All right. First of all, you already laid the foundation about what smart contract is, which is an agreement between two or more people, two or more persons. Um, when you talk about smart contracts, you're talking about a contract that is, built with code on the blockchain. All right. You see, the thing is, a lot of persons have this notion that cryptocurrency is all about trading, but much more beyond that. You can do a lot of stuff with cryptocurrency, on the blockchain technology. And one of the applications of the blockchain technology, other than Bitcoin or cryptocurrency transaction, is smart contracts. It means you can input a command that if this, then so activity should be executed. So it means on the smart contract, it states an agreement between two or more parties that says, okay, once this condition, predetermined condition, have been met, let this execution be carried out on the blockchain. So basically, what smart contract does is that it helps you to execute things on the blockchain automatically. I mean, it removes that. Take traditional contract, for instance. If you want to buy a piece of land, let's be very practical. If you want to buy a piece of land somewhere, anywhere, you need to go into an agreement with who is selling the land. Okay, so a lawyer has to come with a contract that states the ownership of this land from the seller and the person who is intended to buy it. So on that contract is an agreement that the seller wants to sell this piece of land for so amount of money. All right. Smart contract is similar to that. But the interesting thing about smart contract is that it removes that middleman, which is the lawyer or the legal personnel that facilitates this transaction. So it means that with smart contracts, you can have an agreement and you can have an execution of the agreement without a third party, without an intermediary, you know, facilitating this. That is exactly what cryptocurrency in general, the blockchain technology in general, has been able to do, removing, this third party, involvement in financial, in our finance, and even in other areas of our life, just like we have in smart contracts. So I can actually make an agreement with Mr. Manway that okay, if you have if after this event, I should be able to receive certain amount of Ethereum in my wallet. We can program that on the blockchain. That after this event, I should receive a certain amount of Ethereum on my wallet. And let's say this event is slated to end by 7 p.m. on the dot. At exactly 7 p.m. after this event has been concluded, without any interruption, without any intrusion, that agreement will be executed. So the amount of Ethereum that was, that was agreed between both of us will be sent to my wallet. That is what smart contract is about. Having that between two people and done automatically. I mean, that's a simple way of explaining what a smart contract is.
All right. I thank you so much for that. It's really, really simple. And I don't know if there is anyone that is finding it difficult to understand such a simple explanation of smart contract. I want to ask you, please, what do you think is the reason for the rise, or what actually led to us having a thing like smart contracts?
All right. So let me trace the history of smart contracts. When after the invention of cryptocurrency, after the invention of cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin, which was the first ever form of cryptocurrency that was created, you know, we now had the opportunity for us to send cryptocurrency from one person to another without an intermediary. Okay, so that presence of a third party was eliminated, from cryptocurrency, from our financial system. So much more than that, the blockchain that was developed, much more than just transfer of cryptocurrency. The blockchain could do more than that. The blockchain, it's a database, it's a public ledger, that for storing record of transaction. So beyond just sending cryptocurrency from one wallet to another, the blockchain has the capacity to do more than that. It has the capacity to store record. as a public ledger. So the founder of Ethereum, the founder of Ethereum, Vitalik, came up with this whole project of Ethereum blockchain, and how it's going to, change the change the crypto, industry. And after that, Ethereum was created. Ethereum blockchain was created, and and it was created, as an open source, blockchain. So that gives other developers opportunities to build on. That's why currently, right now, Ethereum, has the highest number of smart contracts protocol that have been built on, because it has given a lot of other developers opportunities to build, different, applications. Like we have different dApps applications on, browsers and the rest, on the Ethereum blockchain. So, hope you can hear me. Emmanuel, we lost you.
I'm with you. Continue. I'm with you.
Okay, sorry, I thought I lost you.
No.
Okay, okay, okay. Fine. So we can now do a lot more stuff on the blockchain, like smart contracting. We can create an agreement that states a terms and condition, and if those terms are met, then there will be an execution of that agreement on the blockchain. So I think that the smart contracting, it's a, an advancement on what we can do on the blockchain technology. Take for instance now NFTs, DeFi, and all these are all applications of the blockchain technology, applications of smart contracting, because the DeFi, you can go there and take loans. You can borrow money. You can do a lot of stuff. You can sell NFT. You can buy and sell NFT. The buying and selling of NFT is simply you selling an ownership of a digital item, to someone else, and which is executed through a smart contract. So that's one of the applications of smart contracting. NFTs, because you are selling ownership of an item. You're transferring an ownership of an item. So at what point does the ownership leaves you to the next person? Is once payment has been made. Once payment has been made and you receive payment, automatically the ownership of that NFT, leaves you to the next person who is buying the NFT. So these are all applications. These are some of the few applications of a smart contract, because we have been advancing in the blockchain technology.
All right. Thank you so much for that. So, the next question is, what are the benefits? What are the benefits of smart contracts?
Okay. All right. So there are a lot of benefits. Um, there are a lot of benefits, for smart contracts. But let me list a few and then I will explain. So first of all, we have elimination of the middleman or intermediary. So like I said earlier in the beginning of this conversation, that one of the interesting thing about the blockchain technology is that it has been able to eliminate this middleman factor in our finance, and not just in our finance, with other in other aspects of our life. You get just like the smart contract. So with smart contracts, you don't need a middle person that acts like a legal personnel, for an agreement to hold. All right, because traditionally for an agreement to hold, you need a legal body or a legal personnel to facilitate this agreement. But with smart contracts, you don't need that, because once the code has been written and it be written into the blockchain, it can automatically execute itself, and that's what makes it smart. That's the idea of smart contract, because of the elimination of the middleman. All right. Elimination of the middleman is one of the benefits of smart contracts. And secondly, we have cost effective. It is cost effective. Okay. So with smart contracts, you have been able to eliminate a middleman, and thereby that's saving you cost, because normally you would have to go and pay, you have to pay legal fee, for you to have any agreement. And you know how expensive, sometimes you have to pay for, agreements, between two or more persons for in a traditional system. So with smart contracts, you don't need an intermediary again. So you have been able to bypass that cost. So it is cost effective, and because it has eliminated the middleman. So the other thing is it is safety of records. Like I stated earlier, that the blockchain is a public, it's a transparent ledger. It's a distributed ledger technology. For not for storing records of transactions. All right, and once a record has been made on the blockchain technology, um, it cannot be altered. All right, it cannot be altered. You cannot alter a transaction that has been made on the blockchain technology. That's why it's impossible for a reversal. When you transfer funds to someone's wallet, it's almost impossible for a reversal. So once a smart contract has been executed, a record of it has been made, and which is verifiable on the blockchain technology. You can go to the blockchain explorer, or that blockchain which you, made that smart contract from. You can go there. If it's a Ethereum blockchain, go to Ethereum explorer. You can see that record of that transaction, that that smart contract, transaction that was carried out. So safety of records, it's verifiable anywhere, anytime. You can verify that transaction, you can verify that smart contract. All right, and also it is also
Yeah.
very fast. It is fast, okay, because the conditions are met once the conditions are met, because smart contracts are more like, uh, in their theoretical form, in their theoretical form, they are more like a conjunctional statement, that if this, then this. Okay, if these conditions have been met, then do this. Right? That's what a smart contract is in the simplest way. That's what a smart contract is, because it is a program. All right, it's a program that you write into the blockchain, all right, using blockchain languages, like Solidity, or others. So once the terms have been met, if this, then execute this. All right. So once that term has been met, then automatically that transaction will be carried out. That agreement will be executed. All right. That agreement will be executed immediately, because it has been programmed that way, and that makes it very fast. Because if you compare it with our traditional, system, there are a lot of things that may delay. Okay, you have to go and meet where the lawyer is, so the other person has to come together. The other person, or one thing might delay, that agreement to come to fulfillment. But with smart contracts, it is fast, secured, and it is cost effective. All right.
All right, that's great. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. I think a lot of new persons has joined us. So please, if you are just joining us, let us know where you are streaming from in the comment section. And do well to share this live stream with your family and friends, so they would get to understand what exactly is meant by smart contracts. Because a lot of people out there, all they know about cryptocurrency is just to maybe initiate trades, take profit, and sometimes loss, without having a good knowledge of what exactly they are doing. So it's a good opportunity that we keep on bringing free sessions for you guys, and discussing interesting topics that would help you in your crypto trading and investment journey. So make sure you share this with as many as possible, and do well to stick around till the end of today's session. If you have questions, please gather your questions and make sure you ask them when we give opportunity for questions. So we're almost running out of time. I like to ask, okay, in our traditional system, I think if someone defaults or maybe kind of a contract that was maybe written legally or something, sometimes they may have to face the law. So, is there anything like such when it comes to smart contracts? Is there anything like maybe taking someone to law if the person has actually defaulted or refuses to do his own part of maybe the contract or something?
Okay, I think this question is very very important because it is one of the interesting thing about smart contract and the Web3 whole metaverse and all of that. Let me deviate a little. There was a time when someone came online and made this report that a tenant of his, all right, on the metaverse, a tenant of his on the metaverse, rent was due. All right, he had, the whole metaverse stuff where you go. For those who don't understand what the metaverse is, like a virtual world where you can, go and do a lot of stuff you do in real life. Okay, you can go rent a house. You can go, this conversation we're having, we can even have it on the metaverse. All right. Um, so a tenant of his, had his rent had overdue. Okay, because he was renting his house on the metaverse for someone, and the rent had overdue. All right, so it therefore means he was expected to renew his rent. Okay, was to renew his rent, but he did not renew his rent. All right, so finally he deactivated himself from the once you from the metaverse your wallet. So now the question was how do we address issue like this, because um that was that was actually not good. It was his due, the landlord's due. He was supposed to pay his rent, just like you have to pay your rent, living in the real world. So now the question was, how do we address issues that concern, because actually the whole thing about the whole metaverse was a smart contract, all right, that I'm going to be paying you so amount of Ethereum, so amount of token for renting a space in your virtual world. That was the contract between the landlord and the tenants, but he had gone against the agreement, by not paying his rent as of when due. So the issue was now, how do we address issue like this? And that's what sparked up that conversation about how do we address things like this. The legal aspect of all of this stuff. The thing is, this is an emerging technology, and we are still working around building regulatory and infrastructure and all of that. As concerned this technology. But if, for instance, now you have an agreement, a real life case with someone, and you took the agreement to the meta, you took the agreement, on the blockchain to have a contract. It's even more valid that, okay, I bought this piece of land from you, all right. I bought this piece of land from you. It's there on the it's a public record that I bought this piece of land from you, and this is the agreement that, okay, I'm supposed to get this land, but now you're not giving, you want to resell this land. Just take for instance, that's what happened. You're now reselling this land to someone else. That is enough evidence for you to take to the law court, or to take to whatever agency to address this issue, because you already have an evidence that that particular land belongs to you. So two things here. It's how you take it to if it is a real life case where where you bought a piece of land or you bought something tangible, you take the record as an evidence, to whoever, to address the issue. So I think that's what you just have to do. But for the other part where you don't even know where to run to, I think maybe God I beg you go there. So, it's God I beg. So, but if you have a real tangible issue, all right, if you have a tangible issue, you can take it to the law court or take it to whoever, to anybody, so that they can address the issue there. And that's an evidence because you have a record of the transaction that states that so this thing belongs to you, or so this thing is your due. So I think that's a simple way of addressing issue like that.
All right, that is great, and I think I want to contribute to that. My own contribution is would be okay. Since smart contract is automated, I think maybe with time there's going to be kind of, or maybe they should already be in existence where, for instance, you rented maybe an apartment or rented a space on the metaverse and your rent is due, then maybe you don't have enough money on your maybe your Ethereum wallet, smart chain, whatsoever, to maybe continue to update or maybe pay up your rent. I feel the platform will just automatically either take back the property from you. I
Mm.
guess maybe that is how it's going to be done, or maybe it's already in existence. All right, so we want to go to
Yeah,
the
I think
last.
that is very apt because um, when you're building a smart contract, I think they should be able to be um, listen like that. How do I call it? Clause. There should be clause like that. That okay, if you
Mm,
fault, this is the penalty for faulting, or this is what you stand to get. Just like for instance, now you should be taken off from the contract should be able to contain those clause that when you go against the agreement. All right, so I think that's very 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 important for people who are building smart contracts. Always make provision for that.
exactly. All right. Thank you so much, Jessica, for joining us. Jessica is streaming from Bayelsa. All right. So before we go to the last question, and we are going to draw the curtain for today's session, I like you to prepare your question. In fact, start sending in your questions so that our guest speaker will get to treat them once he's done with this very last question. All right, this one is very interesting because, and a lot of people with little or no knowledge about what cryptocurrency really is, because a lot of people still feel that crypto trading is like a platform where you just take your money, you put your money in it, and it will just start generating income for you. And probably, if you are able to refer such amounts of people, you are going to be able to make some income. That is still what lots of people are thinking how cryptocurrency works. And I believe maybe you've seen a lot of all these platforms that they will name themselves smart contracts. They will say Tron smart contracts, Tronish, for such. They will call so many names and they will add smart contract to it. And these names, I believe it has confused a lot of people what smart contract really is. Yeah, actually, this might be a smart contract, right? But it's a smart contract, but to me, I call it a Ponzi scheme. So I would like you to address this. What is your take about this? I believe maybe you've come across any of this, that people will come up with a Ponzi scheme and they will name it a smart contract, and a lot of people will just oh, they will feel this is how smart contract works. You will face those amount of people, you put in those amount of money, and it's going to generate money for you. In fact, they will tell you bot is trading for you and all that, and they have deceived a whole lot of people. So what is your take in this?
Okay. My take is first of all, I believe some of them are actually smart contracts. All right. Just like we say that technology in itself, it's not bad. It's how you use it. Okay. Technology itself is not bad. The blockchain itself, it's not bad, but you can use it for something bad or something evil or something negative. All right. You can use it for something negative. So I believe that what these people who are doing. First of all, you made mention about people who just jump into crypto and all they don't even pay attention to all of this. Okay, because the problem is that's for them is lack of knowledge. Okay, and lack of due diligence to really understand how this whole industry works. And about those schemes, um, they might be they actually could be smart contracts, but what are they driving at? That's the question, you know, We need to think about what are they driving at. Okay, bring this other person that will bring this other person. That's a pyramid scheme, all right? And we all know how most of this pyramid scheme end. So you can use even the blockchain technology, to build a pyramid scheme. It does not mean that blockchain technology is a Ponzi, but you're using the blockchain to build a pyramid scheme. Okay, and you know how a pyramid scheme will normally end. Okay, when uh, uh, the shortage of people coming in, because for the pyramid scheme to keep going, people have to come in. You have to bring two people that will bring two people. That will bring two people, and the pyramid scheme continues. All right. So I think that this set of persons, actually just using the blockchain or using the smart contract whole stuff, in a wrong way. Okay, actually using it in a wrong way. All right. So
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for that. So this is to inform all our viewers that so long as there are legitimate means of making money of cryptocurrency,
yeah,
we have 1,000 other illegitimate means wherein the people behind it are just after the amount of money they are going to be making of the greedy and the ignorant community.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
this is now an opportunity for questions and answers. So if you have any question, please do well to drop it in the comments section. Do well to drop your questions in the comment section. So, sir, I want you to give us kind of a summary of um, what smart contract is and whatever it is you would like to add to what you have said so far.
Okay, just before we end this conversation, I think summary of everything is that when you think of smart contracts, so that you don't end up confusing yourself, just think of the normal traditional contract, between two or more persons that if no condition has been met, so should be done. All right, that's a contract between two or more persons. When you go to the bank, to get money, to borrow money from the bank, you go into a contract with the bank, okay, and the bank, collects a collateral from you. Okay, everything is stated in the agreement. That's a contract you have between you and the bank. All right. So the same way also, you can have such contracts, um, on the blockchain. So think of it that way. You can actually have a contract like that on the blockchain. But the interesting thing about the contracts, we have on the blockchain is that there is an elimination of a third party. All right, a third party, I mean, is like a legal body, or a lawyer or something, that act as the adjudicator, or as a middleman, or as an escrow or whatever, for that agreement. So because it is a code that has been programmed, all right, it's a code that has been programmed on the blockchain, that if these conditions have been met, then should be executed. So if you go to a DeFi protocol, so if you go to a DeFi protocol to lend money, all right, you go to a DeFi protocol to borrow money, all right. So the contract you go with the protocol is this way, all right. You have certain amount because you will be required a collateral, all right. Take my collateral, so amount of collateral. Give me this particular asset, all right. They are holding your collateral. They're sending you so amount of collateral, and if what percentage, what interest rate you be paying back, the money that has been borrowed, and at what point would your money, with the money you're borrowing, the contract to be terminated. Everything will be written on the agreement. So you borrow money, you borrow money from the protocol, you get, and if um according to the agreement you have with the protocol, um, anything goes against their interest, then automatically that contract will be terminated. Like for instance, now you borrow, let's say $500. You went and borrow $500 worth of USDT, and you stay and you lend your Ethereum, and the protocol at what point knows that okay, Ethereum is going down, and it's going to the collateral you're holding is going to go below the worth of $500. From the contract, it will self-execute. That contract will be terminated, and the collateral will be taken from you without any intermediate, without anybody. You understand? Coming in, because it's already programmed, and you signed up, you agreed for the you agreed to borrow the money, so to be executed immediately. Normally, if you were going to borrow money, you will need a third party, to fill in for all that agreement. But with smart contracts, you don't need all of that because it's already programmed, on the blockchain, and that contract is verifiable. You can go verify that contract. Much more than this, you can do a lot of other stuff with the smart contract, like dApps, you know, applications, and all of that. Just we you can do with smart contracting on the blockchain. So it's not just for agreements. Okay, you can actually build applications, with smart contracts.
All right. Thank you so much for that. So, is there anyone that has a question? Please do well to drop it in the comment section. In the absence of no questions, we are going to draw the curtain for today's session at this point. So, we thank you so much, Mr. John, for the value you've shared so far. We appreciate you for honoring our invitation. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you very much also for the opportunity to share a bit of my knowledge on smart contracting. And thanks to your team, everyone at Digital Swap.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Goodbye, sir.
All right, goodbye.
All right, so we've come to the end of today's session, and it was quite interesting. So, we have not got any question from you so far, and we believe might be you are still maybe typing or something, but we are still going to end so that this session is not going to be too lengthy. And the good thing is that this video is still going to be on this YouTube channel like till like forever, which simply means if you want to go through the whole session again, you are always free to do that at your convenience and ask questions where you really don't understand, or if there is anything you expected us to say during the session that we did not mention, please do well to call our attention to it, and we are going to address it. So whenever you see this video, or whenever you are free to settle down to go through this video, do well to drop your questions in the comment section, and we are going to attend to you. So in the description of this video, there's going to be a link that will take you to the blog post that talks about smart contracts. And also we have a crypto community, digital swap crypto community, which is on Telegram. I'm going to drop the link in the description of this video. So if you want to be part of us, do well to click on the link and join our community. If you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button now, because this is where you are going to be getting educational content in topics that revolves around cryptocurrency. And even if you have anything you would love us to treat on this channel, please do well to let us know in the comments section. All right, so we are going to come your way same time, which is 6 p.m., and same channel. You don't want to miss us, and that is why you've got to turn on post notification by clicking on the bell icon, so you get notified once we have a new video and once we come your way again life like this. All right. So this is where I'm going to draw the curtain for today's session. I hope to see you in subsequent videos and subsequent sessions. Do have a lovely weekend. Goodbye.